All right, well, as we bid adieu to Bogsy and Oskons, here we go with game one of KSC versus Bonks. The winner of this gets the ultimate reward of fighting '07 for first place. The loser gets to continue in the loser bracket to attempt to fight it back into third. So here we go. We've got dual Kremlins, dual Moskva, Salem, Harugumo, Vampire Deuce, Marceau, and Daring. What do we got for Bonks, Mr. SeaRaptor?
Well, Bonks has fielded Montana Kremlin, Salem Zath, a Napoli. Now, I like Napoli, but I don't think we've seen one in the entire event. But there's one here on day 6, also a Moskva. Rounding things out, Daring, Marceau, Harugumo, and a Ragnar.
Yes, it also never mind. Sorry.
You're good. I was going to point out this is the third place match, right?
Right.
So basically whoever wins this match gets to go up, and it could be a rematch of Bonks, we don't know, or KSC might get the chance, but they're going to go back and fight '07 one more time to find out who is the first and second place team. The loser of this match is automatically the third place team and will
Right.
seed as such in the international bracket in 2 weeks.
Sorry, guys, I thought we had a whole nother set of games coming. That's how much I love King of the Sea. I just wanted more. So apologies for that.
You're a madman, Zath.
Hey, you know what? I'm all about, watching battles unfold and seeing who are victims of the almighty Sarlacc. So,
Now, I want you to have a look over at A, Zath, because I think we're going to have a little bit of early drama here as we may have a bit of a clash of Marceaus. But the difference is that KSC's Marceau, that's Hatake, he's got a friend nearby. Addy is all by himself. So
yeah,
this could turn very ugly for Bonks very quickly, depending on how many shots they trade and how many shots they get in here. There they are, both lit now.
Spider-Man meme, go.
Indeed. You. Only one. Yeah, it's only going to be one of the Harugumo salvos is going to get in there. And you can
Didn't even
see the
make it.
blue. You can see the blue tracers coming off of Addy. He is running the fancy French captain Philippe Aubonnieu. So keep that in
Makes
mind as
perfect
well.
sense.
Indeed.
For those that don't know or I can't think of off the top of the head, Evan Yu has a bonus to Adrenaline Rush, correct?
I believe that is correct. The AR is a little more powerful for him.
That's right.
There they are. The Marceaus are lit again over at A for a moment, but both of them declining to fire. I find that interesting. Dastert not making any such complaints though, as his shell's coming in astern of Addy.
Yep. Now we're looking at Hiyoshi.
Now Hatake is gonna squeeze through. Oh,
Yeah, yep.
look at that!
Hold on to your butt.
Woo!
Meanwhile, at B cap, we see a fight starting to unfold here. I don't know that Shadow just barely has radar range on Vivi's Ragnar. So
Right now he's not using it.
No, I think there he goes.
There
I
it
think he
is.
was waiting
There
to
it
move
is.
a little bit farther forward so he can get his guns in, but the island is preventing his guns from actually shooting. But Floops is like, I got you, fam.
Now what about the Mossman? I hear that's Testered as Floops is outside that radar range.
And take a look at this, Raptor. We've got a Salem and a Napoli that are fixing to go up that fidget spinner island up the 10 line.
I gotta say, Zath, I really like the Napoli pick. If they're gonna deploy it over on this flank as like a way to break this flank open, maybe push that Salem out of position, I really like it. Now it's gonna be interesting. They're gonna have to find a way, if that's gonna work, if that's the intent, they're gonna have to find a way to bait Coop's radar out in order for this Napoli smoke to allow him to get in close and assassinate the Salem. But it'll be fun to watch either way.
But remember, it's a short range, short duration T-Rex radar that the Salem has. So
it's not that short a duration, but it is short range. It's the regular duration. It could be as long as almost 60 seconds. Yeah, it can be almost as long as 60 seconds. It's just a shorter range.
Well, either way, rar indeed.
Indeed. He will be roaring with the little T-Rex radar later on. But for now, A does go towards KSC. Hatake doubling back, picking that up for his team. B uncontested. C uncontested. The Darings were trading shots. That's Dyer and Aussie trading shots across C. Aussie coming off a little worse in that exchange, but no one owns that cap quite yet.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that now that KSC has A, the question is, do you push farther south to secure it, or do you head to B? And Hatake Hiyoshi's like, you know what? I'm going to go help
I
my
was
team at B.
I was gonna say the answer seems to be for Hatake. Let's go to B.
Hmm. Serpent Lord is reversing with a Harugumo.
Yeah,
Addy firing off some torpedoes.
he knows Addy's down there, and Serpent Lord should outspot the Marceau. He does. Right there, Serpent Lord picking up Addy. Addy turning away. So there doesn't know where Serpent is, but just knows he's in the vicinity. Just trying to keep Addy pushed away from the cap in general to allow him to continue to tick up those points. So
Yep, and
he's
Serpent not firing, by the way.
Yeah, without radar, his presence there in that detection bubble can just be like, nope, you probably don't want to be here because you'll get spotted and somebody might shoot at you.
Curious to see the Kremlin Dastard going behind this island. I mean, usually you see a Des Moines or something there, but Dastard's there instead.
Well, we saw them do this on Hotspot earlier, right? They gave Dastard a Kerr first and drove him into the decap on Hotspot. That worked out. Here he has a Kremlin and he's coming in, so I don't know. Will it work? Well, I guess we'll find out. It's working so far. KSC out to about a 100-point lead here as we're only, what is that, about 6.5 minutes in? So plenty of time for, 100-point lead is not insurmountable. That's basically a ship kill. So plenty of time for Bonks to try to find to do something. And here they are making a double play here, getting onto B and C almost simultaneously.
Yes, and Bonks is also getting ready for their push up the 10 line. It's almost like they're towing a start position here, and they're just waiting for that gun to fire off to tell them to go.
Zach, one of the things that I think we don't talk about enough, or you don't see enough, maybe in King of the Sea, is the idea of overwhelming your opponent with multiple pushes and multiple angles of attack. Well, multiple angles of attack is a very common thing, but I mean, like, we did, the game we covered yesterday with 07 on Land of Fire, it felt like they pushed A kind of as a counter push when we had so much focus. Sorry, they counter pushed at C. We had so much focus at A. It sometimes I wonder if there's value in potentially overloading a team by pushing them in multiple places at the same time. And we're starting to see now the Bonks push kind of coming up the 10 line led by the Napoli. In fact, I think, go ahead.
Absolutely, yeah. And then we see there's the Salems, now both of them running their radars, so Baconated detected. But you're absolutely right, and that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. When in doubt, all push.
You know what this is, Zaf? They're going to use the Napoli smoke. Napoli's in the lead. They're going to use the Napoli smoke to try to get them both in.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. I see it now. Clever.
Yep, clever girl. And remember that the Napoli has SAP secondaries, SAP secondaries.
Indeed. Dyer does pick up C on behalf of Bonks. Bonks now starting to take up points of their own, down about 150 points here early. But I still think this 10-line push is going to be interesting. Baconated taking some Moskva shells on the broadside there. No, doesn't look like a massive hit, but a solid one.
And you can see Co-op is just ready, or Coop is just ready.
Yeah, he pretty much has to be.
The problem is now they're proxy spotting each other. Baconated saying, maybe I shouldn't broadside to Salem.
They're in this position, but now what?
Right.
KSC seems ready to receive this.
Exactly. Slowing down does allow for Aussie Zeus for them to dodge Aussie's torpedoes. The big thing, though, and now they're horning each other. The big thing is, I'd like to see Drixus's Kremlin in a position to threaten Coop's position. That's not happening right now, and it really needs to happen for Baconated and Doofy to be able to push through here.
Yeah, they're going to need that. It is coming. Drix is pushing, right? Drix is coming up the 9 line. It feels like the cruiser position there is designed to be like, okay, you've got this cover, hold here while Drix comes and seals the deal, and maybe we're going to see a coordinated push. Maybe they'll all move up around this island and assassinate Coop at the same time.
Man with the RX-7 just got whacked by F-22 Raptor Montana at 25.5 clicks.
Ooh, Addy not coming off well in an exchange at B. They had moved Floops and Hatake down, and Addy in trouble now. 4K and falling.
Conga Line Torps coming in on Tester. Took a couple.
Serpent Lord. I realize now that KSC has pushed through A. Bonks has
Mhm.
pulled everything back to the south side of the B cap, which they still don't own. Addy finally going dark, but so many shells falling in there, he might still go out.
That's right. Meanwhile, look back at that island on the 10 line.
Yep, here
There's
we
Drix just
go.
coming around the corner.
Yep, Drix is coming. Coop putting Coop putting his radar up again.
I'm just gonna put a preemptive death pick in chat right now.
Baconated turning his engines on, moving up. Is he just holding Coop in position here, keeping him honest, perhaps?
Maybe. And Doofy realizing he doesn't want to come in on this.
Oh,
And
the Kremlin beats the Salem up right through the stern.
yeah, those weren't Citadels. They were just full
No, they
pens.
weren't. Just full pens. Do you think Drix is going to go for the ram here and just get Danny off the board to allow this push to occur? I think that's what's going to happen.
He wants the kill and he wants the ram. He's going to try to time this so that he can fire and then ram. Yep. That's the hero. That's the hero move right now. That's the hero play.
And here comes Baconated.
Here it
comes
is.
the Kremlin shell. Oh my goodness! Just assassinated. Now he goes in for the ram on Danny. So well executed by Bonk, Sath.
Mm-hmm.
So well executed. They're going to kill 3 ships out. They're going to get 3 kills out of this. Look at this.
That's
wow. Right. What a play. What a great play by Drix.
Absolutely.
It does flip the lead. Bonks with their kills allows them to move out to a lead here, despite the early cap control going for KSC.
Yep, it is interesting that Addy was able to survive. That may come to haunt KSC in the future. We shall see.
It might. At the same time, Addy's not really out of there, right? Like a single radar, a single hydro, they can pick that kill up. Addy needs to put on the gas and just go be somewhere else. Go play on like G8 and just chill out down there.
Are you telling me he values his life?
He should, because those are points you don't want to gift wrap for the enemy team right now.
Nagato barely dodging torpedoes in the smoke. Smoke, such a torpedo magnet, so you saw him putting himself in the extreme edge. Good positioning there.
More conga line torps coming in for Tester. Now, Zath, KSC is not out of this game. They're down 2 ships, but they're not. The points are close enough that they can still make this an interesting game, or at least with a single kill, they can be back into this. What do you think their game plan is as we get 7 minutes down to the 7-minute mark?
Well, they got to put Shadow a little bit farther forward, I think, so that he can control the B area with his presence. They have to not lose Floops right now, which is that's going to be a tall order. That's
going to be a tall order because you've got the Daring and the Ragnar right there to wipe him out.
Yep, and that goes back to Shadow's positioning. I think he's too far back. He's not able to exert his dominance. Yep. And as a result, Floops is going to go down. There it is.
Yep.
The big thing is that KSC got smashed over in C, and you can look at the mini-map. You can almost draw a straight line.
Yeah,
straight line through Bonks' position. And that's beautiful. What I mean. Like, KSC hasn't had a chance to reform their ranks yet, and that's huge.
Well, they do have a bit of a line going across the map, that section of the board. The problem is they're way upside down on health and ships. And so if they had even a couple of more ships to help bolster that line, maybe pick up a kill, okay. But they don't. They don't have it. And without that, it's going to be tough.
That's right.
Shells crisscrossing every which way here right now.
Yeah, there's going to be a momentary pause as both teams try to reposition. You can see Shadow now repositioning to the other side of the island. Okay, so he's doing that so that he can keep his left flank safe. I always talk about this in replays about using islands as your shield.
Yep.
And that's what he's doing right there. He's holding up that island as a shield to his left.
Yep, he realized that the Napoli and the Salem were going to be free to close on him from that direction. So he repositioned to keep his bow pointed in the middle of the board and put that island in between them and those threats.
Look at Dastard.
Yeah. Dastard seems to be committed to pushing Tester right out of this position.
Yeah, too bad all those shells bounced.
Did they really?
Yes, they did, and now he's going to go broadside to Raptor.
He's going for the ram. He's going for the ram right here.
Oh, I don't know if
That
I like that play.
I feel like that's a concession that KSC realizes this match is over.
I mean, yeah. I can't think of any other reason you'd ram
I
if
mean,
you're the
when you're
Kremlin.
down, yeah, when you're down ships, you don't take rams. That's just not a thing unless, I mean,
Right.
maybe in rare instances, but certainly not when your surviving ships are a heavy cruiser and 3 destroyers.
True. I don't know. I mean, I still feel like you just never know. He could have brought it back if he had his guns pointed left. He just went straight past the Moskva and blapped him in the side as he charged Raptor's Montana. But
There's enough shells going in on Dyer. They may yet get him. The Marceau and the
right.
Harugumo just vomiting shells over there on poor Dyer, who is
Yep.
lit.
And
I see the Moskva radar is up. Yep.
yep. And they're detected and they just don't care.
No, they just what at this point caring doesn't matter. They got to get a kill, which they do.
Mm-hmm.
That narrows it back down. It's only a 40-point lead for Bonks, but I mean the ships, the health. I don't see a way for KSC to get back into this set.
It's gonna require just a couple of huge misplays from Bonks, and they don't usually misplay.
Man,
So
based on the coordination we saw earlier on that sea line push, misplays are not something you're likely to see out of this team. They do beat up Vivi's Ragnar a bit, but he retreats back behind island, gets some cover as Hitake and Serpent Lord kind of hang out over here on the edge of the beat cap. But Shadow Wolfish is going out. It's only a matter of time.
yeah.
They're just going to farm him out.
Yep.
Serpent and Hayoshi now radared by Doofy. So they're like, well, to hell with it. Let's just drop shells on him. But Serpent Lord goes down.
Yoshi does have the benefit of the smoke at least.
He does. The moment Doofy is proxy spotted through the island, so Hitake can just sit there and just mercilessly shell him because he at least has a little bit of smoke. But now that's
Ragnar.
Vivi coming around the bottom end of the island to spot, and now Hitake doesn't get that for free anymore.
No, so he'll be down momentarily.
Yep.
Baconated chasing down the Daring. Look at that.
Yep. It's not exactly something Napoli's very good at. Kind of all over but the crying here. KSC down to their final 2 ships. One in A3, one in D4. And Shadow, I think now I'm going to move out, maybe trying for the ram here just to see if he can get a little bit of an honorable kill on his way out the door, maybe.
Very honorable.
Doofy's not gonna grant him that.
No.
And then there was Aussie. So game 1, gonna go to Bonks here. A hard fought game. I liked KSC's position early on, but that's that coordinated 9-10 line push. The Kremlin, the Napoli, the Salem Zath, absolutely backbreaking. Absolutely backbreaking.
Absolutely. The key was the inability to really react to that Kremlin plus those 2 cruisers pushing up out at east. That was absolutely brilliant play on Bonks' part.
Yep. You know, it's funny to me, Zath, you know, we talk about Des Moines. We see a lot of Des Moines and Salem and King of the Sea. And one of the things that those ships are almost always vulnerable to is rushes, whether it's not necessarily a gun cruiser rush, because they're gun cruisers. They do that. They fight gun cruisers pretty well. But like a torpedo rush, I sometimes wonder if some of these ships that they want to, you want to put in a position like that, you give up the reload, but man, if you take some torpedoes, you really do kind of dissuade some of that. You take a cruiser that has torpedoes. I mean, you kind of dissuade some of that. The idea of, I'm going to get up in this guy's face and push him off the board, because he might just end up being a trade, and that's not necessarily a great thing depending on the situation.
Look at the Bonks players playing grab ass down over here, and Nagato just shooting each other because what else are we gonna do? They're dropping depth charges.
Team damage is off, man. They don't care.
Doofy shooting at Baconated. I mean, it's just, they're having fun.
At this point, you have to wonder, like, Aussie is still running, and you almost have to wonder why, right? Like, the game's over.
Yeah. Right. Why drag it out for everybody here?
Yeah.
He's going to the next battle, as we always like to say
That's
when
right.
players move to the A1 corner.
He's trying to sail onto the map for the next battle, preserve all his HP, but there's the game.
He wants to say, "I lived." That's all.
Right. That's right. Bonks claims game 1 there. So well done to them. That's a really solid win. And Zath, oh man, I can't gush about that coordinated push up the 9-10 line enough. One of the things that I love about watching King of the Sea, right, is you see that kind of team coordination. You likened it to putting runners on the starting line, pawing at the starting blocks. And we saw that, right? The cruisers moved up into position. They got coordinated. They waited. They made the jump to the next island. And then they waited for the Kremlin to get into position. And then they all moved up together. And it was just, it's a thing of beauty to watch that kind of coordinated play.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I really enjoyed watching that game. Hats off to both teams, but Bonks just coming in with that cleaner strategy that pulled it off.
Indeed, Bonks looks really solid today. Bogsy Ensconce, what say you about game 1?